Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering size-inclusive leggings and shorts designed to fit you with 7 different lengths and pockets. She is sure to have a style that works for your body. Team colors, custom prints, and group discounts are available. Also offering dozens of armband and helmet cover options. She's got you covered. Please see sociopath.ca/NERD for 10% off your next order. You are watching Battle of the All-Stars 2020 from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. I'm Death Nella, joined by Kelly, and we are so glad to bring you Game 2 here. North Carolina taking on Kansas. I'll be calling mostly for North Carolina. Kelly will be doing all the legwork there for Kansas. You know what, Kelly, let's get started. Why don't you run through that fine Kansas roster when you have a moment, because you know, the exciting thing about BOTAS is that there's new teams always. There's returning teams. There's also new announcers and returning announcers. And Kelly, this is your first time on the mic.
Yes, it is. So I am very blessed to have you as my vet announcer partner.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, I have the Team Kansas roster. So for Team Kansas, number 10, we have Olsen. Number 12, we have Rolla. Number 13, we have Dacha I. Number 1337, we have Luna Shovegood. Number 187, Sweet Assassin. Number 2, Hippie Shin Kicker. Number 232, Sophie Nominal. Number 26, Shutter Speed. Number 316, Jinja Ninja. Number 317, Flipper. Number 4, Jessica Boom. Number 678, Triple B. Number 7108, Vanilla Slice. Number 777, No El Paso. Number 8, Beef Body Ohadi, I apologize. Number 86, Black Mamba. Number 87, Skella. And number 89, Heart. Number 999, Ebola Virus.
I just have one for both of y'all. So, yeah.
And for Team North Carolina, well, we've got number 028, Wrecking Bell. Number 10, The Antichrist. Number 12, Killa Copperhead. Number 17, Smash Potato. Number 111, Piglet. Number 129, Kitty Pride. Number 29, EB Trippin'. Number 218, Soko Rebel. Number 222, Assassinator. Number 228, you won't miss her, Hell Hath No Fury in a gold skirt. And number 375, Commander Cupcake. Number 43, Hawaiian Puncher. Number 508, Princess Leia. Number 514, Uniscorn. Number 72, Sarcastic Glitch. Number 9001, Don Quixote. Number 979, Blonde Crush. And your team, North Carolina, is coached by Uncle Paul and Tutu LaRue. And just like that, time to Derby winding down, 30 seconds left. Now you are going to be watching a 30-minute bout. That means each team gets 1 team timeout apiece, plus 1 official review, which they don't retain whether they win or lose that review. And then each skater also has 4 fouls apiece until they foul out. But we don't want to see anyone foul out. This really is a great way to set the pace for where they're going to land at the end of the day and if they're going to play another 30-minute or possibly a 40-minute game. All right, Kelly. With that whistle, we're going to get started very soon. Kelly hails from...
I am from Brandywine Roller Derby. I'm a skater and a co-announcer for their league, and then I also skate for Diamond State Roller Derby in Newcastle, Delaware.
Nice. And I'm from Saskatchewan, and we'll be calling Team Saskatchewan names. And if you're wondering where the heck is that, it's in the middle of Canada. And right now I skate with Pile of Bones Derby. But here we go. Kicking off Game 2 of BOTAS. And it's Kansas out first.
Oh, number 4, it was the lead jammer, Jessica Boom.
Things are starting fast, and we have North Carolina right behind Princess Leia with a star in blue there. Kansas in white. Wow, what a quick first jam. We'll see where that lands point-wise.
Kansas got 1 point to North Carolina 0.
There we go. We want to thank everyone who's joining this Twitch feed as well. Now, from our viewpoint, we don't really get to see the jammers right away, so you might even recognize some of your favorites before we get to saying them.
Very accurate.
And with the star for North Carolina and out in front with lead is number 514. That's Uniscorn.
That was really pretty. She did on the tiptoe on the outside line, staying very conscious of her track and being able to whip around all of the Kansas blockers.
Incredible work by Uniscorn there, picking up 4 points for North Carolina. Kansas still with 1 point on the board. Hey, but both teams, points on the board, and you got to get them fast in this 30-minute game.
Yes, very true.
And it'll be Hart on the line for Team Kansas. I took that from you there, Kelly. I just
That's
heard.
okay.
I heard Gretchen Wilson on the. Gretchen Wilson. Gretchen Little.
I think Gretchen Wilson's like a country singer.
Yep. It's a morning. Okay. And start of Jam 3. It is Team Kansas jammer
8,
Hart.
9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming out fast. No one assessed lead just yet. Out with the star for North Carolina. We will see in just a moment when I get a look at. That's Blonde Crush.
And Black Mamba trying to provide O for their jammer, but was actually sent to the penalty box, but is still able to let their jammer get through and get lead jammer for Kansas.
Meanwhile, Blonde Crush getting held up there at the back of the pack by Olsen. The pack now staying in turn 1 as Blonde Crush gets through.
And Hart is able to pick up 2 points, leaving North Carolina scoreless in that last jam.
I'm liking the pace of the game so far, Kelly. I know everyone comes out with a little bit of fire in their belly first thing, day
Which is
one.
very surprising because it is 8:50 in the morning on a Thursday.
You mean you aren't just rearing to go, right?
No.
Yeah. And here at the start of Jam 4, we have Assassinator on the line with the star for North Carolina, and also picking up lead jammer status. That's Princess Leia, pardon me.
And that is Vanilla Slice that is finally able to get through the pack but is not lead for Kansas.
Meanwhile, Princess Leia moving the pack really fast into turn 3 there, picking up 3 points for North Carolina.
And Kansas is now down a blocker as number 8, Beef Body Ohadi, is sent to the penalty box, so they will start the next jam with 1 less blocker.
North Carolina made up of lots of skaters from Charlotte Roller Derby, so shout out to Charlotte, and shout out to Greensboro Roller Derby, who also played host to WFTDA playoffs last year, so some familiar names possibly for those watching who maybe aren't from North Carolina. Meanwhile, Jam 5 starts. We have 25 minutes and 52 seconds left, and it's Uniscorn with the star and with lead.
Yes, Kansas jammer is trying to get through number 10, Olsen, trying to provide some O, but North Carolina's blockers are really great at recycling, drawing the Kansas jammer back, containing her into that the first corner, the first turn.
Yeah, no, totally. And Uniscorn right there just making her own path as cutting through there on turn 2.
Yeah, it's really nice when your blockers take care of business and you can just do what you need to as a jammer.
Speaking of which, Jessica Boom out on the initial and doesn't score in that one, but another 6 points on the board for North Carolina. This game moving really fast right now. We see a lot of Kansas fans joining us on the stream. For those just joining us, I'm Death Nella, joined by Kelly.
Does this mic work?
And we are starting Jam 6.
13-3, North Carolina leading Kansas. I've been with you all along. It's Kent the Politician, only slightly turning.
Both sets of blockers are really doing a good job of containing both jammers. Olsen again trying to provide O for their jammer for Kansas.
Woo!
And number 12, Rolla, is able to be lead jammer for Kansas.
Oh, and we have our first power jam situation going to Kansas as Blonde Crush gets a track cut call.
I definitely heard that before I saw it because Team Kansas lost their mind. They were so excited to get a power jam. They get to start this as a power start with North Carolina's
Blonde Crush. I know. We're still getting used to the names. Hey, we got to feel it out. It's Thursday morning. So here we go. And really smart move, I think, strategically in this case, because you only have that 30 minutes and there's a timeout, an official timeout rather, just being called there. But really phenomenal track awareness by, I'm going to give it to the Kansas coach, because he saw that there was going to be the track cut possibly coming, or no track cut being called rather, on their jammer.
Yes.
Right? Like understanding, oh no, my jammer has passed everyone inbounds upright legally, just get going. That was a nowhere and pass, you're good to go. All right. We are very excited to be here at inline 309.
Yes, so while we have the time, why not shout out a vendor? So we have Spank Alley, the only adjustable roller derby armbands on the market. They also ship worldwide, so check them out at www.spankalley.com.au.
Adjustable, that's really helpful when you start building those muscles. And look at that heart picking up a lead very quickly as Blonde Crush is still sitting pretty in the penalty box. And Team Kansas now goading the North Carolina pivot. Hart already coming back to score for a second time right as Blonde Crush is released from the penalty box. And Blonde Crush might be able to capitalize on that chaos, and she does. So now already out on her initial.
Hopefully Kansas will take those blockers and make sure they get Hart some points before she's able to call it, which is exactly what they did.
So interesting shift there. Hart calling the jam with now 3 Kansas blockers, including a pivot, in the penalty box.
Yeah, Sweet Assassin, it looks like she will have to go back onto the track because the Team Kansas penalty box is full for blockers.
Whew. And a very quick change out there on the track, not delivering any delay of play. I was a little concerned.
Yeah.
Like, hey, get on the track. All right, now we're entering Jam 8. 2 Kansas blockers in the box. That makes it a lot easier there for Princess Leia to get by and get lead with only 10 seconds in on that jam. Meanwhile, now we have the switch out, the Assassin.
Yeah, Sweet Assassin is now in the penalty box when they released one of the Kansas blockers. And Vanilla Slice was having a little bit of hard time. She looked like she's about to pass the helmet panty, and she was able to get through for her initial.
And this game is such a close one so far. Right now, 8 points on the board for North Carolina in this jam.
Yeah, North Carolina seated at number 11, and Kansas is 15, but you would think it would be like 11, 12, 10, 11 because of how much they are like containing the score, keeping it. It's a 10-point difference right now, so it's.
You're right, it's very close. And also it seems like these blocking lines have figured out how to slow things down quite a bit, even though all the jammers really want to put on the speed, and this is the venue for that too. The floor doesn't seem to be super slick. Everyone's staying upright, nice and comfortable. We have a forearm call on a Kansas blocker.
That is number 10, Olsen, sent to the penalty box. And Vanilla Slice did have the star pass to Sweet Assassin, but it looks like, oh, okay, nope. I thought there was about to be a penalty, but nope. They are good to go.
And I got to give shout-outs to the Kansas star is a sunflower. I'm all about that.
Yes, they are the Sunflower State, so it is a very nice nod to their state.
And we have a timeout called by Team Kansas. Remember, in these 30-minute bouts, each team does get 1 timeout plus an official review, which of course they can use as another clock stoppage if they'd like. And do we have some reads, I do believe, Kelly?
I don't. Oh, I hid them.
You want to focus on the game, focus on the
yes,
action.
Like, oh, look, there are things. But yes, we have another shout out to 187 Killer Pads. Having been designing and constructing pads for top professional athletes for the past decade, started by a longtime skater in a family-owned upholstery shop, 187 Killer Pads have since been the preferred choice of skaters worldwide. With its visionary designs and revolutionary systems, 187 Killer Pads continues to lead the way in raising industry standards and making protective gear better. Follow them on Instagram and on the web at www.187killerpads.com.
All right, Kelly, looks like that team timeout has wound down, and we are going to enter Jam 9 with just over 20 minutes left in this game, right? This is a 30-minute game. This is all for seeding, trying to figure things out, as Kelly mentioned. North Carolina entering the 11th seed, Kansas number 15, and in that last jam, we really saw a bit of separation there. North Carolina at 30, Kansas at 19.
And it looks like the North Carolina jammer was hit out of bounds on the inside line from Sweet Assassin, called back, but now they were not able to catch number 514.
That's Uniscorn, and Uniscorn is cool as a cucumber today. Nothing seems to phase her. She's coming back now for a scoring pass.
And it looks like Jessica Boom was able to get through the pack on her initial.
And Uniscorn calling it off. Yeah, they want to keep it super tight on this one. And we will explain how the day shakes up as we get a little closer toward the end of this bout. In the meantime, thank you for joining us. We see your comments. We appreciate it. Do let us know where you're watching from, and we'll give a shout out. We really appreciate it. I'm Dethnella, by the way.
And I'm Kelly Kruger. Very nice to have you all with us today. It is an honor and a privilege to bring you this game.
And we are also getting to know a lot of these skaters that we're calling right now in this morning bout, because I'm very honored to call for Team North Carolina. Kelly calling for Kansas.
Yes.
Neither of us hail from those states, but
No.
we are very proud to be there. Meanwhile, North Carolina holding things down at the front. Oh! But Kansas is out with lead.
Yes, number 12, Rolla, is the lead jammer. And Olsen again sent to the penalty box. I think that might be 3 for Olsen. So they have to be very careful about getting one more. They might foul out before the game is over. And they seem like a very critical part of Team Kansas's defense and blocking.
It's amazing how when you have the condensed games and all of a sudden your fouls, it tops out at 4.
Yes.
All of a sudden you go, whoa, wait a minute, things are getting interesting. And an official review being called by Team Kansas, and I have a feeling it has to do with Olsen. I saw
Definitely.
Olsen making the sign for, hey, you should probably review that. So
Yeah, definitely.
now, in this case, you don't retain your official review, but then that's also fine, right? Use it.
Why not? Risk
Get
it.
out there. Yeah. So why don't we remind everybody about 888. Derby isn't your typical sport. Really, Kelly? You think so?
Maybe not.
It's more like a carefully choreographed mosh pit on wheels. That's why we make protective gear specially designed for those who lay it out all on the track. We cover heads, elbows, wrists, knees, hips, and yes, even butts. Because being derby ready is one thing, but being derby dominant is another. So check out 888 at their website, www.888.com, and also find them on Instagram.
And it looks like we have people coming in that are watching from Cleveland. So thank you for watching from Cleveland.
Shout out to Cleveland.
And we have people watching from Kansas. That is so awesome. Great Bend, Kansas. I'm like, great band? That's awesome. Wichita, Kansas. A lot of Wichita, Kansas. And then Selena, hopefully I'm saying that right. Kansas, a lot of Kansas team people representing. Way to go.
Oh, sitting in school. That's the real winner right there.
You're the real MVP.
You're the real MVP. Also, awesome from Gainesville, Florida. Glad to have you. Yeah, Team Florida will be skating soon, so I can understand why there's that anticipation and excitement. Piglet is the best. I gotta say, Piglet's name, I love Piglet's name is awesome. I get a smile every time I say it. And Duluth, Minnesota. Nice to have you joining us.
Yeah, I think I saw Rochester, New York somewhere up there as well. So, in Tennessee, and someone's watching from Tennessee, the
Ooh,
Go
we got
Team
some
Tennessee, and
Norlands. We got some Norlands up in here.
New Orleans. I was there last month for my honeymoon. So Nola, I appreciate you. You treated me very well.
Oh, you're the teacher. Oh my goodness. When I said
I'm
someone's
the teacher. They are getting a
Amazing.
lesson in roller derby today. I mean, there's physics involved. There's math involved. You have a lot of educational things in roller derby.
100%. East Coast Canada, yes. New Brunswick. Shout outs to Canada.
We have Burlington, Vermont, and Louisiana.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I mean, I know you're not here for us. You're here for the Derby,
Yes.
just like we are. And this is what makes this event so awesome, is that you see all these amazing skaters that you might recognize probably from charter teams.
Yes.
If you're kind of like newer to Derby and maybe you've watched a lot of postseason stuff. I also love BOTAS because this really sets the tone, I feel, for the rest of the year and how you want to grow as a team. Have you ever skated in BOTAS or?
No, I have not skated, but it is definitely a 2021 goal for myself. So I definitely put it out there. You can all hold me accountable.
Yes.
If you don't see me at the team PA tryouts in 2021, come after me. I will hold my head in shame. But yeah, it is definitely a goal. It's like you said, it's a nice way to start the year, but it's also a nice standard to hold yourself to and have those goals for. You can see different skater types, bodies, and that is what I really love, because a lot of times you do see, like the similar jammer types and things, but when it comes to BOTAS, you see it runs the gamut.
Yes.
So you have like new derby crushes that you didn't know about, and your tried and true derby crushes. Do a little stalking
And
around.
you go, yeah, no, that skater's still amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still in love with that skater. All right, make sure you check out BOTAS on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date by searching Battle of the All-Stars 2020. We are now back into play. It's tough to know what the outcome was because, of course, no matter what, you lose that official review, but we'll get information as we get it. Meanwhile, we start Jam 11, 18 minutes, just a little over 18 minutes left in the bout. North Carolina Princess Leia on the line and grabbing lead.
Oh, nice.
And it's Hart out there for Team Kansas. And the pack moving really quickly into turn 2, making things pretty easy for Princess Leia, who works well, just weaving around those bodies.
Yeah, it was definitely like that speed and that chaos. It was able to let her like kind of just pick and choose through, even though we had like Black Mamba and Sweet Assassin trying to contain and hit out, but they were able to like weave through the middle and contain. Or not contain, skate through and get points.
We do have some questions on the stream about when certain games are. The best thing to do is to follow BOTAS on social media, but also Colorado isn't playing until tomorrow. So we'll tell you about that. Colorado is not playing today. All right, we have on the line Uniscorn, but it is Vanilla Slice who cuts through and picks up lead jammer status. Uniscorn getting in and around, seeding. Now taking off the star, possibly looking for a pass or just trying to create some confusion. I gotta say, North Carolina doing a phenomenal job of cutting up the Kansas line, but at the same time, they're not together. And in this case, Vanilla Slice capitalizing big time.
On that little bit. All you need is that one mistake, that one little thing that allowed Team Kansas to have their jammer go through and get some points.
I mean, look how close the score is right now. Vanilla Slice coming through on a second scoring trip through the pack, so that's 8 points. We are now incredibly close, only 5-point difference at this time. The jam not even close to being done. There's still less than a minute.
Yeah, for Kansas, their blockers are really doing a good job of holding on to North Carolina's jammer, so that way Team Kansas, so that way Vanilla Slice can get through and get points.
Kelly, 1 point difference right now. Woo! I'm feeling it here. The Kansas bench, which is really close to us, is also feeling it. Yeah. And this is what I love about Derby, though. Everything can change in one jam. And in this case, it 100% did change. We'll see, though, where that all lands. Are we still going to stay with that 1 point difference? It appears so. A 12-point jam for Vanilla Slice.
Yeah, Vanilla Slice really needs to make sure she thanks Black Mamba and Olsen and Beef Body Ohadi. They did their job to make sure she got those 12 points.
100%. So now we are 36 North Carolina, Kansas 35. We still have half about to go. That's right, 15 minutes, 20 seconds left on the game clock as we start Jam 13. So some of these jams, as you can tell, have been a little bit shorter. That one ran just the right length there for Kansas, but it's Blonde Crush now who's looking to take back those points for North Carolina with lead.
We have Jessica Boom jamming for Team Kansas.
North Carolina opting to do a 2-and-2 defense while Piglet was trying to provide a little bit of O there with some assistance. Whoa, another penalty there, another jammer penalty rather for North Carolina. None so far for Kansas. So that gives Jessica Boom
an ability to be a game changer right now. It could be a lead change. This could be a mistake that ends up costing North Carolina the game.
And Jam 13 is going to run its full length right as Jessica Boom picks up 4 points. There's still 57 seconds left in this jam. This is where North Carolina will have to stick together, and in this case it wasn't enough. Plenty of space there on lane 1.
Definitely. These are the times that we really think if you're like, I can do that, I can be a jammer, it looks so easy. But you have to also realize the blockers that are doing the work, that are providing the O, that are also making sure that pack is being retained, so that way the jammer looks like they're doing an open skate.
Yeah, and right as I talked about lane 1, Piglet setting up right there to help out for North Carolina. And that was effective because it allowed all the other skaters to push Jessica Boom off to the outside lane.
And it looks like no El Paso for Team Kansas is going to the penalty box.
Yeah, the Antichrist is doing their work there on lane 4 to hold it down. Definitely a zone defense that North Carolina is trying to employ, but wow, what an amazing jam there for Kansas. And we see that lead change.
Yes.
Big one there. Kansas with 16 points on that jam, 51-39. Yes, and we see you on the stream there, back-to-back huge jams. That is correct. And those were massive ones for Kansas. Almost like that timeout, reset things a little bit. It's one of the reasons why I'm always an advocate for using your clock stoppages when you can. And right as I say that, North Carolina out, Princess Leia with lead.
Yeah, but Rolla is right behind her.
The speed that Kansas is putting on, the intensity. Maybe the coffee just kicked in.
Maybe, I think.
But it's there. That fire, that Derby fire is there. North Carolina still nothing to sit on. There's still plenty of game time left. We're at 12 minutes, 20 seconds, starting Jam 15. And we see some comments. That's okay, North Carolina, collect and bring it back 100%. There's still lots of time. Perhaps North Carolina considering when they might use that timeout, because they still have a timeout and an official review.
So it looks like we have Hart for Team Kansas.
11 minutes, 50 seconds remaining.
And Uniscorn trying to take the outside. But this braced wall here of Hawaiian puncher Don Quixote. Oh my gosh, and a track cut call assessed to Uniscorn is lighting up the Team Kansas bench. So this is a third power jam now for Team Kansas. Not in a row, just the third of this game, and that's where we're seeing the points difference.
So yeah, that was Sweet Assassin and Olsen trying to contain North Carolina's jammer, and then when she went out, they were able to get that cut track on her.
My goodness, Hart with the very swift little apex hop, more than a jump, but it was enough to get by all those blockers, picking up another 4 points, or rather 3 in that case. Uniscorn out of the box with star in hand, using that chaos. So the one thing I have noticed is that anytime a jammer leaves that penalty box, those blockers are not ready.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little too focused on the O, but in this case it was fine because Hart had lead.
So
So wow, what a jam. Kansas keeping their lead 57-39. We are so glad that you're joining us. You are watching Battle of the All-Stars from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Inline 309. Love this venue. And here we go. We've got North Carolina out on the outside lane with a swift little spin to get out. That's Princess Leia, and Vanilla Slice, though, chasing her down.
Yes, getting low, trying to make sure her footing is under her to come in quickly, hopefully, which she does, able to pick up a couple points. And North Carolina is sent to the penalty box, their jammer. This is the 4th power jam for Kansas.
It's been track cuts up until this point, but this one was a high block, and that's not going to sit well for North Carolina. But North Carolina does have pack advantage right now as 2 Kansas blockers are in the box. And it looks like Sarcastic Glitch is causing some trouble there for Vanilla Slice, drawing her back. And again, because why not? My goodness. The Antichrist as well, causing lots of trouble there in the pack.
It looked like Black Mama was trying to help Vanilla Slice when she got released from the pack, but it did not help because Leia was actually able to get through before Vanilla Slice.
Yeah, it was an effective penalty kill there by North Carolina. And I got to say, Princess Leia, once again, keeping a cool head, coming in and capitalizing on the blockers not being prepared for her. All right, but it looks like North Carolina is all set up with a full 4 wall here, or rather a 3 wall and an extra, and so is Kansas, so they are locked down.
Yes, they are hunkered in.
Oh, and you've got a fantastic view on the stream of that tight pack. There's only 10 more seconds left in the jam. Winding down.
Both sets of blockers really doing a good job of trying to contain the jammer, but I will say Team Kansas seemed like they knew that Vanilla needed some time, and they were like, we got you. We will hold the jammer. Catch your breath.
Amazing. And also shout-outs to Killer Copperhead on Team North Carolina, having given her enough love in terms of the blocking that's taking place out there on the line as well. Thank you for joining us. We see folks from Texas. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And that's right, this is a 30-minute game. There's less than 8 minutes left in this one. Game 2 of BOTAS 2020. And you are joining us with Kansas, the lower seed, in the lead right now, 64-49. And with the star for the first time for North Carolina is Hell Hath No Fury. I've been waiting for Hell.
Gorgeous gold skirt.
Stands out. But as is the case, though, so does Jessica Boom, who's picked up lead. Oh, and a big hit there by 999 from Kansas.
That is Ebola virus.
And we've got pack advantage right now to Kansas, but they're so spread out. Instead of blocking, we have a forearm call that's sending a Kansas blocker to the box. So now things are a bit more even, but it just seems like a rotating, revolving door rather, in that penalty box right now. I'm trying to keep track of our jammers. They're in the thick of the pack here. Oh, that's because it looks like Hell Hath No Fury has taken off the star, although a little bit difficult to be incognito. There has been a star pass.
Yes, and that was, I'm trying to see her number.
Meanwhile, Kansas is all smiles over here as Jessica Boom picks up another 4 points for Kansas, stretching their lead. What a dominant performance by Kansas. And we're trying to...
Yeah, they're like the opposite corner.
Taking a look at the stream view, though, and you've got a nice one. You're seeing how close that pack is sticking together. Sometimes blockers from the same team kind of getting in the way. And now it's Soko Rebel who's trying to get by for North Carolina. They still haven't completed, North Carolina still hasn't completed an initial pass yet.
Yeah, again, Team Kansas, shout out to your blockers because they are they are making sure your jammers are getting the points. So that was No El Paso, Olsen, and Abella Virus, who were containing North Carolina's jammer to let Jessica Boom go through and get those points.
Can't say enough about the blockers. They do the unsung work, unsung heroes rather. So we've got Jam 18 now and Uniscorn out. So North Carolina able to get lead certainly more faster rather than Kansas does, but it'll be interesting to see if they can keep staying out of the penalty box.
Yes.
And what they can do with this, because already Rolla is out. So Kansas just able to figure out the gameplay really nicely on this North Carolina team. So even when they don't get lead, they're out quick.
Yeah, and their blocker walls are able to contain or at least slow down the North Carolina jammers, so that way their own jammers could lead, push a little more, drive a little harder, get through and get those points.
We've got 4.5 minutes left on the game clock. North Carolina hasn't used their timeout or their official review, which is an interesting choice, because I would think perhaps a chance to make adjustments would have helped in how this score has settled, since it certainly helped Kansas regroup and figure out how to attack this game. Princess Leia able to use some apex power to get through with lead.
And it looks like for Team Kansas, 6-7-8, I believe for the first time in this game also, Triple B as a jammer for Team Kansas.
Definitely the first time we've seen Triple B with the star. Looking very confident out there coming up, while Princess Leia has picked up 4 points. I mean, in this case, North Carolina will need to keep that clock tight as possible and try to score, obviously, in as many times as they can right now. Right as that clock winds down, we're 3.5 minutes left on the game clock, a minute left in this jam. Right now, North Carolina is in control. The pack moving into turn 2, but Hart with a phenomenal block out. And we'll see. Oh, Kansas able to squeak by some points. That was a big deal there. And that was probably because Princess Leia's call-off was a bit almost too subtle.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the referee was able to see it fast enough. And that's why this is my annual shout out to communicating with your refs. You can tell them, hey, I'm gonna call it.
Yeah. I'm just like, long wingspan arm calling it. Like, look at me. I am Big Bird over here. Please see that I'm calling it. I will use flags if I need to.
That's hilarious. So I'm doing this. That's Kelly, by the way, for everyone who wants to know, who's doing the big wavy
big wavy
off.
arms for calling it off.
And I'm Death Nelly. You're watching Game 2 of BOTAS. We are now in a timeout. So hey, it's like North Carolina heard me. They didn't hear me. I can tell you. I'm way too far away from their bench. All right, but we do want to give a shout out to our penalty box sponsor. Apex Skate Shop location is in the building. You can find them on the web, www.apexskateshop.com. Big thank you to that. And that was a quick
timeout.
Quick time, but that's okay. It's a quick bout. My goodness, blink and you miss this game in a way, but there was so much that you want to keep your eyes open for. Kansas dominating this one here, 83-56. I know that isn't in Derby, that's very close, but just considering the fact that they came in, and considering they came in the 15th seed as opposed to the 11th. And Uniscorn, though, not giving up. Uniscorn on her initial as Rolla
is the lead for Team Kansas.
The pack speeding up so fast because Kansas has figured out if we can just keep the jammer away from us, we've got the lead. We can keep protecting our points. A bit of a smart play, especially as time is not on North Carolina's side here.
3 points for each team.
Oh, you got a shout out. Says Neela's the best.
Well, thank you.
You got love. I think my league's still sleeping, or they might be working.
Hey, I'm giving you all the props.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You were doing an awesome job, and So are all these wonderful skaters. We have a comment. Uniscorn is objectively a great derby name. Yeah,
It really is.
objectively we agree. And it's jam number 21 already. That just shows you how much work is going into this game. Whoa, Princess Leia with the slick toe stop
Yes.
skills. Oh my
Staying
goodness.
in bounds. That was gorgeous to watch. But Hart able to sneak on through on the inside line.
Yeah, Piglet, Hawaiian Puncher, trying to get together there for North Carolina. North Carolina's approach to the zone defense may not have been as effective in this really half of derby, like possibly in the long game, but not quite here. Piglet sent to the penalty box, though. Hart able to get by, picks up 4 points, so right now the jam is a wash for North Carolina.
Yes.
Princess Leia trying to get by.
Yeah, it looked like
look.
Shutter Speed was trying to contain 2 blockers for Team Kansas. Hart just tiptoeing on that apex.
Yeah, Soko Rebel, who's a phenomenal blocker, trying to cover that lane, though. You can't even give an inch.
No.
What a solid performance. And as I said, time is not going to be on anyone's side here. North Carolina, of course, calling that official review, so hopefully maybe 2 more jams out of the mix. But that'll be contingent on whether they're able to pick up lead in the next one. And there we see another look
at the replay. That was
at Hart. Just, I'm always so impressed with the track awareness. I know that seems so basic, but that also shows you the skating level I'm at. I've been announcing for a couple of years, but skater-wise, I feel very newbie, rookie level, and so I'm always just in awe of everyone here and the awareness. And, you know, just kind of anytime you come to a new venue, for some of these skaters, they've skated here many times before, but others, it's new. And taking a look now at the comments. Thank you to everyone who's joining us here. Hey, Kelly, you got some love. It says, can't wait to see you. You'll definitely make 2021 All-Stars.
Who said that? I love you. Oh, thank you.
We'll scroll up later, but
I'll give you your $5 when I see you next.
Yeah. All right, we are going into Jam 22. There's 59 seconds left on the game clock. A timeout was called, so there is the possibility of 2 more jams. But if Kansas picks up lead, they're probably going to run it. And in this case, Uniscorn holds it down for North Carolina. So
Rola's right on her.
Wow, yeah, they're not catching a break. Plus, North Carolina now in the back of the pack. Are they even able to stop Rolla from getting their points? Not quite. Looks like Smash Potato was trying to protect their points.
And it looks like number 777, no El Paso, able to hit Uniscorn out. Olsen driving them back, and they're just containing.
Yeah, that's a tough break there for Uniscorn as the clock is winding down. So, I'm sure she'll call it, and then there can be another jam, but we'll see. Maybe they don't want to.
Maybe. I know there doesn't look like she's looking at her box at all for any type of direction.
Yeah, and just like that, the game clock has run out. There's still 55 seconds left on the jam clock. So Kansas is feeling pretty good about their efforts right now, but
as they should be.
Into the pack. This has just been a really fast game, too, traveling the entirety of the pack. I'm so used to seeing Derby stick between turns 1 and 2 lately. It's nice to see that movement.
Kansas was a very strong second half. Will move on.
And these lines have barely had time to ever stick together because while North Carolina is making things difficult for, we do have a directional call on Olsen.
I'm sorry, I just saw Beef Body Ohadi take a mohawk turn to avoid the blockers as they were able to get the panty pass, and I'm sorry, that just astounded me. Like, just complete and total control of her skates and mohawking around a complete turn, avoiding all of those North Carolina blockers.
And that will be the entire bout because this was a 30-minute game and it was an intense one. My goodness, Kansas cracking the century mark on that last jam too. So even though North Carolina won the last jam with 16/12, it is Kansas taking the win, 106 to 79. I know Kelly's probably doing a little bit of bracketeering,
Yes.
if you will,
Yes.
to figure out when you need to tune in and take a look.
Yes, so North Carolina will actually be in the 5th game that goes on at 11:20 a.m. taking on Vermont. And Kansas will actually play again at 2:15, game number 8 against number 5, California.
Ooh,
So that should be a very interesting game to watch.
Yeah, you're 10 seed difference
Yeah.
at that point. But that's what I enjoy when you see a seed upset. And by the way, I have nothing in this race in terms of favorites or anything like that.
we're all just about the joy.
I'm from Canada. I'm everyone's friend. So, but it's just I like to see that challenge.
Yes.
And that's what this is all about, right? That's this type of tournament play allows that to happen. We also have to say a big thank you to Nerd Derby, New England Roller Derby Report, who would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering size-inclusive leggings and shorts designed to fit you with 7 different lengths and pockets. She is sure to have a style that works for you and your body. Team colors, custom prints, and group discounts are available, and they're all offering dozens of armband and helmet cover options, so she has got you covered. Please see sociopath.ca/nerd for 10% off your next order.